Hello everyone, the topic of this video is transforming graphs. Functions and vectors. Before we get started, you need to know that for this topic, the graphs will be referred to as y equals f of x, which is a function. The equation of the graph doesn't matter. Vectors are not used in the questions, they are for you to remember the translation of graphs. And then the positioning of A inside and outside of the brackets is very important and you must take note of it. Okay, translation of graphs. There are 4 translations you need to know. There's f of x plus A. A is on the outside. The column vector is O at the top, A at the bottom, and the graph moves up. F of x minus A with A on the outside is 0 on top minus A at the bottom, and the graph moves down. Inside the bracket, x plus A, which can be written as minus A on top and 0 at the bottom, which means the graph moves left. And then inside the bracket again, x minus A, which is positive A and 0 at the bottom, the graph moves right. So A on the outside is movement along the y-axis, so movement up and down, and A on the inside is movement on the x-axis, left and right. Now we're going to look at reflection of graphs. So y equals minus f of x. This is a reflection in the x-axis, which is seen above and below the x-axis. So when the minus is outside of the brackets, it means there's a reflection up and down of the x-axis, and if the minus is in the brackets, is a reflection in the y-axis, which means that the graph will get reflected left and right of the y-axis. Now we're going to look at stretching of graphs. Y equals A f of x. When A is on the outside, it means that the graph is stretched by a scale factor of A parallel to the y-axis, which means that the graph will get stretched in a way that the graph will still be parallel to the y-axis, which is the straight line that goes up and down of the graph. And then when A is on the inside, it means that the graph is stretched by a scale factor of 1 over A. So usually it gets wider or thinner parallel to the x-axis. Now we're going to look at an exam question. There's no example question today because the example question will still be the same as an exam question, so we go straight into the exam question. So here's the graph y equals f of x, which is the red graph here, and then sketch the graph of y equals minus f of x. First, you have to look at the position of the minus sign. It's outside of the bracket, which means that it would be a reflection in the x-axis. Reflection in the x-axis means it's up and down of the x-axis, so in this case the graph is going to flip upside down. And the answer is this. The blue graph shows the reflection. To note, there are some things you need to note. There would be questions like this where the graph would need to be drawn. There also could be questions where a coordinate is given and you will be required to write the new coordinate after the transformation given in a question. You just remember, you need to know that. Very important point. I hope you found this video useful. Please click on the subscribe and bell buttons for more content from this channel, and please feel free to share. Thank you for your time.